Your brain is one of the most powerful machines in the known universe. It can compose symphonies, imagine entire galaxies, fall in love, and relive memories from decades ago in vivid detail. But for all its complexity, it runs on one simple rule: efficiency above all. In other words, it's not trying to be accurate, it's trying to be fast. And to do that, it cheats. Constantly. Every single day, your brain takes mental shortcuts, clever tricks to simplify decision-making, conserve energy, and avoid information overload. But here's the twist: these shortcuts often distort reality. They make you miss important facts, misjudge people, and repeat the same irrational patterns without ever realizing it. Let's dive into these hidden programs running in your mind, starting with confirmation bias. Imagine your beliefs are like tinted glasses. Once you put them on, everything you see is filtered through that color. If you believe the world is unfair, you'll start noticing every injustice. If you think people can't be trusted, you'll interpret even kind gestures with suspicion. It's not that the evidence isn't there, it's just that your brain quietly ignores what doesn't fit the story it already likes. Why? Because it feels good to be right, even if being right means staying wrong. Next, there's the availability heuristic. Let's say you hear about a shark attack on the news. Suddenly, swimming in the ocean feels life-threatening, even though the chances are astronomically low. Your brain assumes that if something is easy to recall, it must be common or important. But vividness is not the same as frequency. Fear doesn't equal fact. This is why we fear terrorists more than slippery bathtubs, even though the latter is far more dangerous. Then comes anchoring, the invisible price tag stuck to everything. If I ask you whether Gandhi was older or younger than 120 when he died, and then ask for your guess, you'll probably estimate something higher than if I'd used the number 60. That first number, no matter how absurd, becomes your mental anchor. You're not aware of it, but it's pulling your judgment toward it. Marketers use this all the time. Ever wonder why every sale starts with "it was $500, now just $199? Now let's talk about the Dunning-Kruger effect, perhaps the most dangerous of all shortcuts. It's when people who know very little believe they know a lot, while those with deep knowledge often doubt themselves. In other words, the less you know, the more confident you are. Because true understanding includes an awareness of complexity, and that humility can look like uncertainty. It's why your loudest coworker might be confidently wrong, and your quietest friend is usually asking the most important questions silently. Ever feel like the whole world is watching you? That moment you trip on the sidewalk and want to disappear? That's the spotlight effect. Your brain assumes everyone notices your every move. But truthfully, most people are too preoccupied with their own internal dramas to focus on yours. You're the star of your movie. But in theirs? You might not even be an extra. Another powerful shortcut is loss aversion. Psychologically, we hate losing more than we enjoy winning. That's why you'll work harder to avoid a $50 loss than to earn $50. It's why breakups hurt more than new love excites. The fear of losing what we already have keeps us clinging to possessions, jobs, relationships long past their expiration date. Which leads perfectly into the sunk cost fallacy. You've already spent 2 years in a degree you hate, or 5 years in a business that's failing. So you keep going. I've already invested too much to quit now, you tell yourself. But that logic traps you. The past is gone. What matters is whether continuing still makes sense now, not how much you've already sacrificed. And finally, social proof. When you're unsure of what to do, you look around. If everyone else is doing it, it must be right. Right? That's how entire crowds make terrible decisions. It's how online trends explode. It's why laugh tracks make bad jokes seem funnier. We're wired for belonging, and so we often outsource our thinking to the group without realizing it. But here's the paradox: these shortcuts aren't flaws, they're features. They help us move through life faster, safer, and with less overwhelm. The danger lies not in their existence, but in their invisibility. Once you notice them, once you learn their names, they lose their power. You stop acting on autopilot. You start making choices with clarity, not just comfort. So the next time you catch yourself being oddly confident, overly fearful, or blindly following the crowd, pause. Ask yourself, is this me, or just my brain taking a shortcut? And if this video opened a tiny door in your awareness, subscribe. Because this is just the beginning. The more you understand your mind, the more you reclaim your life.